Hey everybody, Rich Noto here, Florida Licensed Realtor, Florida Licensed Home Inspector, and Notary Public. So what I have over here in the back of me is the QuietCool QC ES-2250 whole house fan. And I do have the specification sheet over here in front of me. I'm just going to read a few things off to you. The CFMs that this fan runs at, and CFMs are cubic feet per minute, is 2,492 on the high setting and 1,991 CFM on the low setting. On the high setting, the power consumption is 150 watts, and on the low setting, it is 79.5 watts. So that's actually pretty good for a fan, because if you do look at the fans from some of the other manufacturers, they are a lot more. I didn't want something that was going to run at this speed and use hundreds of watts of power, so that was definitely something that I looked at. Now, let me just clarify that I paid for this with my own money. There's no sponsorship, nothing like that. I need a whole house fan, and after doing research for quite a few weeks, I came up with this one right here. And here you can see the specifications. Just hit pause if you want to look through them. You could find the specs online. For you to be able to use the low setting with this fan, you have to hook it up to a special switch that has high and low settings, and that's something that you have to purchase separately. And you also have to hardwire it. Now I'm going to just plug it in, because I do have an outlet up in my attic, so I'm just going to plug it in and I'm going to run it on high. And what I am going to use to turn it on and off is going to be one of those Wi-Fi, like Amazon Alexa, I forget exactly what it's called, switch that I use to turn on and off lights and stuff like that. This fan only uses 150 watts or so, it's nothing high powered. Okay, so I'm going to open it up and let's see what we see on the inside. Probably just talk a little bit about it. Now, a general rule of thumb for these type of whole house fans is for you to take the square footage of your house and double it. So what you want to do is you want to take the square footage of your house and double it, and that's how many CFMs they recommend. Now again, CFMs are cubic feet per minute. So if your house is, say, 2,000 square feet, you would want a fan or a combination of fans that could equal up to, say, 4,000 CFMs. I did use a window fan to test it out, and the window fan that I used was one from Air King, and I think it's a 1955 or something like that. Anyway, that fan on the high setting runs at the same speed as this. It's 2,400 and something. And on the low setting with that fan, it's like 1,300. So I did use it for a couple of months, really testing it out. And my house is a two-story house, and this fan technically would be about half of what I should have. But with that said, if I close the windows on the first floor and I'm just running this upstairs with, say, 2, 3, or maybe 4 windows open, it does make a nice breeze. But if I open up the windows on the first floor, then, the breeze is going to be much less. So that's just, kind of my quick thinking. I'm going to make a whole video about that, because I do want to talk about it more. So over here, there's an owner's guide. So let's see, what do we have? We got general installation instructions. Very nice. You could check that out. So you got your installation instructions. I did a lot of research, and this is that switch that I mentioned before, and you're going to need something like that to run it on high and low. If that's what you want to do. So it's nice that they include this, and it's all in color, and it's very easy to read too. My eyes aren't the greatest, and it looks good, so that's nice. So let's see what we have here. We got a 14 by 18 grill. So let's open the grill up. Okay, so here's your grill, and got some kind of a tool over here with a hook. I don't know if you could see that or not. It looks like there's some glare. I have the light on in my laundry room, which is in the back where I'm going to be installing this, and here's the grill. Part of the logic for putting it in the laundry room was sometimes, you know, when it's hotter outside, you know, you really don't want to turn on your dryer during the day here in Florida. So I noticed that with the window fan that I was using to test it out, I noticed that, you know, I could run the dryer while the fan is on without any problem. So having this whole house fan mounted up in the ceiling of the laundry room is going to help with that. The other reason is because the laundry room section, and also where I am right over here, this is kind of in an area where if the fan is sucking the air in from here, I can have windows open on the opposite sides where the cooler air is coming in and the sun isn't cooking those areas. So basically, like over here in back of me, the sun really loves this side of the house. So this is the side that, you know, you want to keep the windows closed when you're running your whole house fan. You want to keep your curtains down, all that kind of stuff, so that it's not you know, cooking. So again, you know, you want to have the windows open on the side of the house. That's the cool side, the side that's not getting the sun, where the cool air is going to get pulled in. Okay, so what do we have here next? I really don't need these glasses right now. Alright, so this is going to be kind of interesting to pull out of the box. So this is your vent. How do I want to pull this out? I think maybe tipping the box is a good idea. Now the box is kind of heavy, so if you do have a bad back, you know, you might want to be careful. I'm holding this over here. I don't want to risk tearing this, so I'm trying to pull it out gently. Part of the reason why I have these gloves on, they have a nice palm that's rubber, so you kind of stick to everything, you grab everything easier, and you know, you got a little bit of hand protection, so just in case there is something, you know, sharp or something like that, you know, you don't hurt yourself. Okay, so I got the fan portion out. Am I? Yeah, I'm good. And I think, let's see if there's anything else in the bottom here. Ah, there is something down there. It looks like electrical tape. Now it's empty. Oh no, it's straps. So there's two spools, or one spool. I think it's just one spool. Yeah, that looks like a rubber band here. Looks like a spool of the straps that you're going to use to mount this to the rafters or whatever else is up in your attic. And we have whatever these two clamps are. I don't know yet. I got to look at the instructions better. But that's it. So let's see. I'm going to have to plug it in. It's already wired with the plug. So let's see. Now some people have said that these are heavy. This is the model up. So there is one below this which runs at about 1500 CFMs, and with the series that's the green series, I guess the Energy Saver series, That one I believe runs at like 65 watts, but off the top of my head I don't remember, because there's another one where it's blue, and that one uses more electricity, and that one I think, again off the top of my head, I think it was like 115 watts and also at 1500 CFMs. So what I am curious about is how heavy this is, because I have read that it's kind of heavy, and sometimes what people do is they separate it. I don't know if they separate, I think they separate it here to carry it up the ladder, so let's see if it's heavy. Well, I mean, I guess I could see it being awkward, but as far as being heavy, but I am pretty strong. But my back isn't pretty strong anymore. But you can see here, I only got 2 fingers on it, so you know, here now with 4 fingers. You know, with the gloves, without the gloves, I wouldn't want to grab this like this, because this over here is metal, this strap, so you might cut yourself or whatever. But you know, the gloves make everything so much easier to grab. But this in itself isn't very heavy at all. I mean, if I had to guess, I don't know, 20 pounds maybe. So then whatever this weighs, whatever this is back here, and yeah, I mean, again, you know, a couple of fingers on it and I'm picking it up. You know, this stuff doesn't really weigh anything. It's pretty light, so it's really just these two. I would think that it would be a good idea to have somebody help you with this, you know, especially if you have problems with your back or neck. That's the unboxing of this, and I am going to install it myself, and I do have some of the tools already. So for some of the tools, a drill. I do have a drill with a cord as well if I need something that's going to be more powerful, and I also have a bit on the end for the screws right now, but I'm going to get the drill bits out as well, and a drywall saw. You're going to need a drywall saw. This one's nice, it locks in, and then you just push the back and then it folds up. And then you're going to need an awl, or sometimes people call it a hole punch or a punch, just to make some holes in whatever, especially at the drywall. After you mark it, you're going to want to poke a few holes up there, and then that way you could see the holes from the ground, look up at your ceiling to make sure that, you know, it's where you want it before you start cutting. And then, like I mentioned, I'm going to plug it into one of these Amazon plugs up in the attic, and that way I could just turn it on with my voice, and that way when I'm out too, if I'm happen to be out for the day and I know that I left my air conditioning off, I could turn it on before I come home, and I'll start sucking some air. Now with that said, if you own a gas stove, don't do that if you have gas in your house. You know, make sure that your windows are open anytime you run a fan. Don't use exhaust fans with your windows closed, especially something that's powerful. You know, a little bathroom fan that's like 50 CFM. You know, probably nothing to worry about. But something like this that could really, you know, take the gas and pull it into the house, especially if there's any sort of leaks. Okay, so that's it for this unboxing, and then I'm going to try to figure out exactly where I want to put it. And once I use a template, which I believe this is the template. Yeah. Yep, this is the template right here. It looks like it. So a little bit, it's just a little bit bigger than when you have to cut, where this is gonna, where this is going to drop into the wall, into the ceiling, So, you know, this is gonna be put up into the ceiling, so this template is just a little bit bigger. So it's going to be interesting, and I am going to do it at night when it's less hot. It does get very hot up in the attic here in Florida, so this is definitely going to help. I'm excited, and maybe I'll make a video of the installation as well, or maybe I won't. I don't know, we'll see. Thank you for watching. Have yourselves a great day.